The following program is a real estate and mortgage show and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board, send us an email. Our email address is yourhomeyourmoney101@gmail.com. And now, right to your hosts of Your Home, Your Money, Randy and Jackie Rodney.
Hello, y'all.
Hi, how is everybody? We're back.
We are back.
We're back.
So we apologize for the last couple of weeks. So,
Well, no, 1 week.
1 or 2?
One.
You sure?
Yeah.
No, I think you're wrong.
Oh my
1
gosh,
week.
I don't know.
Huh?
1 week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you had a pre-record, right?
Right. So
So,
that makes it
yeah.
2 then.
Oh, okay. My
so Gary
bad.
has joined Team Woman.
Oh,
Again, Randy's right again.
No. It's just I thought you were meaning live shows. It would be one show. The other one was we put one on, right? It was I don't know. It's pre-recorded, but you
don't worry
haven't been
about him,
live.
Gary.
That's okay, but you have not been live for 2 weeks. Randy is right about that.
Right. So Jackie
just jealous.
wants someone to join her in Team Woman. And
Yes.
Gary did.
Oh my gosh, my hair.
And now Gary's wrong.
I am wrong.
So that just tells you guys, I think it's really important to keep your marriage alive, that you just say yes to your wife, but understand it's going to make you wrong. So if you've sort of lived your life like I have, always being right, then that would ruin things. And for that reason, I choose to stay on Team Man.
What?
Don't worry, hon. This is way above your head.
He thinks
Okay.
he's funny.
I am funny. I crack myself up.
Yeah, you do.
I'd love to be in the audience listening to me.
You do.
Okay. All right. Let's move right along. So, shall we talk about real estate? You guys want to talk about something else? Really, honestly, I think the political scene
No.
it's dead.
No.
It really is.
It's
not
too
as
boring. Don't
interesting.
talk about it. I fall asleep.
It's not as interesting. Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. Canadian politics is a nothing burger. American politics, all they're doing is going and proving that,
No. You
that
did. You
Donald
don't listen,
Trump
man?
was right all along, and he was not a Russian spy.
Oh my gosh.
And
I
the-
should have stayed home again if he's going to talk about this.
That's what's the breaking news. Is that
That's the
he-
breaking
He
news?
wasn't a Russian
Really,
spy.
hey? Let's do breaking news on the real estate market.
Okay. Well, sales are down 2.4%, which is not that bad, really, considering last year was like one of the worst years ever. And we're still down from that, so maybe it is pretty bad, actually, to be down 2.4% on one of the worst years over the last 20 years. Average price, well, she's holding tight at negative 5.4%. So that means if you had $1 million home last month, last year, it's $54,000 less this year. And sellers didn't like their prices last year. So they're certainly not going to like the fact that they've gone down 5.4%, another 54,000 this year. That's I guess a little tough. And what's even making that harder is that new listings and average and the active listings are up 30.8%. So there's 30% more inventory. There's 2% less sales, and there's 7.7% more inventory coming on the market every month. So, it's a recipe for a great buyer's market. Buyers get to choose. Buyers who have cash, buyers who have access to money, they get to choose what they want. And sellers are sort of lining up right now with there being what was it that 5,000 sales to 27,000 active listings. We're looking at a 1 in 5 selling. And that is as of last month. This month. Let me go to the new stats here. Hold on my phone. We're looking at 6,243 sales with new listings at 19,000. So not really.
How many sales year to date?
Year to date. That's a good question. I don't know. Year to date, we are looking at. I have to go to a different chart, sweetheart. And why do you want to know that? You just
curious,
asking? That's
just
at
curious.
30,000, almost 31,000.
Are you serious? That's it?
That's it. And we're over half a year.
Oh,
So we're
wow.
going to have a much worse year than last year. Every month has been below last year.
No, but that's crazy for
It's very low.
30,000 for the amount of realtors on the Toronto Real Estate
70,000 realtors on the Toronto Real Estate Board.
Board. So what's everybody doing?
They're sharing. I don't know. They're sharing
Yeah.
time. Actually, they're spending time with their families, which is really a good thing.
I know I see a lot of people posting. I don't know if they're Canadian or American, but so many agents are posting on Facebook or other platforms saying, real estate's in the toilet. What are some good side hustles? Everybody's looking for
That's
side
funny.
hustles.
Side hustle.
I think
I don't know what you could do. Once you do real estate,
take
it's
pictures of
kinda
your
hard.
feet. I think I'm going to try to do that, but my feet aren't that pretty.
You're having one of your best years ever.
Doesn't mean I don't want a side hustle.
Oh, really? A side hustle. How about sleep?
Yeah, that
Would
would
that work?
actually that would be really
Okay,
nice.
I figured so.
Sleep would be good right now. So Mary emailed and said, here's one for Randy. Trump is livid about this trucker thing. He states that if the Canadian Crown gives those folks 7 or more years of prison, he would welcome them as U.S. citizens and he would punish Canadian trade deals. Those trucker folks are innocent. The Canadian Crown has let rapists and murderers out on bail and have given them a lesser jail sentence than are proposed for these trucker folks. Liberals are insane.
I don't even know what to say there. I really don't get it. I don't get it. If it wasn't for the truckers, we'd still be wearing masks. They're trying to pretend, no, they just came off of it naturally. No, they didn't, because we all supported the truckers. We were all on their side, and we were really disgusted by Justin Trudeau, and that's why his ratings just started to plummet. It was from then. That's when it really started. And then it just went down from there because everybody sort of jumped on the bandwagon, and many people started to see that there was something very strange going on. I think,
Well, you know what, though, truckers, they work hard. They work long, exhausting hours on the road. It's a tough job. You're away from your family a lot. They make a lot of sacrifices.
If I may interrupt, we
Yes.
covered that. Reality Radio was down there 3 weekends in a row,
Yeah.
our news people. And, the bottom line for people who don't know about this, the lady and 2 men there,
Yeah.
they were found innocent of all charges except causing, something that Trudeau didn't like. They went against the government. And there was no violence there. The people that lived in those areas where the truckers were said it's the safest it's been in years because no one was robbing their stores or anything because the truckers were there. They were feeding the homeless. They were playing hockey games. They let people warm up in their trucks. They didn't do anything, no damage, anything like that. But Trudeau came out and said, along with Carney 2 days ago, that this is the kind of stuff we can't have, people going against the government like that. And that's why they use the military, if you recall, to go in there. So if these people get that jail sentence, Trump has spoken out against it several times over the last week. He's livid about it because he knows they're innocent. So that's what I just wanted to say.
Well, what are they
That's
being
interesting.
charged with
Yeah,
then?
no.
What are they being
Obstruction.
charged with? Obstruction.
Yeah, and starting all that, she organized Tamara Leach, they just started that and they didn't like it. And by the way, it didn't only happen in Canada. It started here. It was a beautiful thing here, and it went right across the world in the United States,
Yeah.
England, Spain,
You-
and go ahead, Rand. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Like I could have sworn that I was hearing that the British Parliament, many different parliaments were dead set against the way that Canada handled it,
Yeah.
and thought,
That's absolutely true. The CBC reported that this morning, exactly what you just said. They said other governments weren't too happy about the way things were going. Not that they didn't come out and say the people should be innocent or guilty. They didn't say
No.
that. They said that they didn't like it, and these charges for these three folks are only a misdemeanor, the same thing as a speeding ticket. And now the Crown is looking at giving them 7 to 8 years in prison.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that's really interesting.
But yet, it's true in what Mary said, but they let out people that are way worse, or they don't even put them in.
That's
You
right.
know, they don't, like, they get slapped on the wrist. Like, unfortunately, I'm probably talking more about the youth out there that are committing crimes, but they get nothing. But yet, these people did absolutely nothing and they're going to jail, maybe? Like,
No, and they organize, just like if you and Randy organized a sit-in for homeless or something, and then you had so many people do whatever, and then they arrest you for organizing it, and then instead of slapping you on the wrist and giving you a $500 fine, you're going before the Crown and saying, we're going to put you in jail for 8 years. That makes Trump is livid about this, by the way.
Yeah,
he's
you
all over the news
organized-
media. He's livid.
but what did you organize? Like what? You organized the
I-
bomb threat? Like like, come on.
I actually
Like, is
did.
organized crime or something? Like, please.
No, I actually did hear, and this was a while ago because I haven't really been following much of anything lately. My diabetes is out of control. I have no
Yeah.
focus. However, I did hear governments calling Trudeau a dictator, saying that he has no right being a leader in the free world, or pretending that he is a leader for the free world when he's more of a dictator. And it was all around the way in which he treated the convoy and that. Quite frankly, when I was disgusted, and I remember this so clearly, and this is when I turned on him. Before that, hadn't turned on him, but I remember when the truckers were outside the gates, he went and made an announcement that he is not going to talk to them, and he will not talk to people with unacceptable
Views, yes.
unacceptable
Unacceptable
views. And I remember my views are unacceptable. You're not going to talk to me because I don't agree with this whole vaccine silliness. And that's fine. Like, I realize that, it makes me a little bit of a rebel because everybody thinks it's a good thing to wear the masks. And I mean, we even have people here that are here. We had our passionate discussions where they think that the mask could be good, and I think that that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard for a number of reasons, because of the size of the virus versus the size of the holes in the masks, and all these kinds of things. And the way you take the masks off, you spread more problems than you solve. And then they had things where you weren't allowed up or down certain aisles in the store, which made absolutely no sense. And then they closed all the ma and pa stores and only kept open the big box stores. Made absolutely no sense to me. You're punishing the people who are the true Canadians, and then the big corporations, you're rewarding them because it's the only place where people can go. And I was dead set against the whole thing. And there's nothing that anyone could ever say to have changed my mind. And I had unacceptable views. And I didn't even know what to think at that moment, other than I absolutely am disgusted with our government. And not just our government, even the 50% or so of the population that was buying into this crap. I started thinking that there's so many sheep. Canadian, we are
course.
sheep. And all of my neighbors, they were perfectly fine with everything. And here we are all stuck at home. And I don't know. It was just really kind of silly. And here we are right now living that out. If you don't think our economy is whacked because of the way in which they handled COVID, then you really
The way
don't
they
have a
handle
clue.
everything, man.
You really don't have a clue. This
as soon
is
as
why
the government steps in, things go
well,
sideways.
this is why inflation is so high. This is why supply chains haven't gotten back on track. This is why our cost of living is insane.
This is why you talk about, I was talking to somebody the other day, I had a client in a car, and I said, and I'm like, they pretend that they're trying to help people
But
with
they're not.
with housing. They pretend, right? They tell you all these things, but then they're charging all these builders all of these different fees before they can even build anything. I mean, what is it? Something like somebody we were talking to. It's about they were severing their land into 4 lots. And it was like $250,000 just to get to the point of not even touching the earth.
Yeah. However,
But come on,
that
why would
that's
somebody
one.
sever to do something else? Then?
But
Come
that's
on.
one story. There's a story before that. Remember when we came into COVID, and then there's prices went crazy, and they're trying to make affordable housing. Those prices went up somewhere around 30%. So they're trying to make housing more affordable by jacking up the cost of building housing. Did any Canadians get upset about that? Not one.
So
Not
how is
one.
it affordable?
Nobody cared.
So what's the
And-
builder
and-
going to do? The builder's going to build a house and take a loss so
No.
that somebody can buy it? No. The government
Yeah, so that's one, but that wasn't just it. Since then, everyone's property tax has gone up like never before. Some places 7%, some places 10% per year. And these numbers have never happened before, but they're happening now because they're trying to make housing more affordable. How does
How's
that work?
that? Like-
So exactly, and the thing is, us as Canadians, we sit back and we accept it. And as a matter of fact, we'll even
I
vote
don't
that
know what we
government
can
back
do.
in. We vote them back in.
I didn't.
Hey, let's go. Do some more.
I didn't.
Give away more stuff and charge more money. And keep going. You're gonna do it. You're gonna make housing more affordable. Yeah, you're gonna do it. Go. Let's vote you in. I don't understand it at all. Not even a little bit. But that's how it is. So we have to live with it. Here's the thing. There's nothing we can do about it now. Canadians have spoken. And we like this. We want this.
don't group me into
Well,
it.
unfortunately, the majority rules, and the majority has made
But
it
it
be
doesn't
known.
mean that I'm part of the majority.
Well, you are.
I'm
You're
not.
you're a Canadian. You're one of them.
No, I'm
We
not.
have made this choice.
I
and
did
this
not
is what,
make this choice.
Okay, but you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't vote for Liberals. So
No.
how did I make the choice?
Because
By living here?
Because you are part
Of what?
of being Canadian.
But okay, so you're saying, okay, this makes no sense, Randy.
You're
So
right.
now you're saying if you're a Canadian, you're part of all of this nonsense.
Yes.
In which way?
In which way? So which way would your children vote?
No.
I'm just
hold
asking
on,
you.
Hold on. My children are in their 20s and have their own identity,
Right.
their own minds.
And
They're
have you spoke
they
to
can
them about
Yeah,
your-
many times.
No.
What are you serious?
Yep, because I'm
We don't
around.
talk to you. That's the problem.
No, because if they were to talk to me, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't enjoy it.
They wouldn't enjoy.
There it
That's
is. They
true.
wouldn't enjoy the talk with their father.
That's true. They'll
Mike.
enjoy it more with you.
Mike says the real estate market down here in the States is not bad. Trump had improved it immensely. Things are moving, good sales and listings. And this is Mike. Mike's a realtor in Michigan. Thank you, Mike, for listening in, and thank you for your email. And
I heard Donald Trump
a lot
talking,
of different things here that people would say, what the heck has Trump done to help anybody? But here you go.
But I heard today. I thought it was today or yesterday.
Don't agree with everything he's saying and does, but
He was scolding their federal the person running their Federal Reserve for not lowering the rates. He says that the rates are probably 3 times too high. They should be at 1%. They're at 4%. And he was saying that because of that, they're making housing less affordable, and Americans need to be able to buy houses. The guy is really
But what's
almost
gonna
like a blue
happen?
collar. How is that
what's
possible?
going to happen when his term is up? Who's coming back in, and then what's
Who
going to
knows?
happen?
Who knows? Maybe Hillary Clinton.
At least
For
here,
sure.
we don't even have to wonder that because they vote the same people back all the time.
Here? Yeah.
They don't. Oh, we got some more. From CTV, Trump support of freedom. CTV, 2.1 million. This is from Lenny, but Lenny, I'm not quite sure.
We vote the same
Oh,
people
is this
back
okay?
in.
Are you saying that 2.1 million people support Trump? Yeah, sorry, it's probably me the way I'm reading it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like you said, we're going to vote the same people back in, and it's because of people like you.
I like this one, Hannah says.
She's not biting.
And I agree with Hannah. It's just funny, but yeah. I don't care what side of the political aisle that you are on. When you hear this, okay, everybody, when you hear this statement, hello, we are from the government and we are here to help you. She says, run, Forrest, run. I love that movie. Every time somebody's running, especially my kids, I'll like, run, Forrest. Yeah. Very true, though, yeah. But, everybody seems to think, or not everybody, but I get it. Like, Trump is disgusting in some ways,
But so is everyone.
that's what I was just going to say. I was going to say, I'm not saying that, sorry, guys, I'm not saying that liberals are everything they do is bad, but they got some headliners that are really, and Trump has the same thing. Not everything he does is great or good, but I feel like he's doing okay for the American people.
You know what's interesting?
I mean, all I'm seeing is people all around me having to sell their homes and go rent somewhere because they can't afford their mortgage anymore.
And guess what? Our government can blame it on Trump. Us here in Canada that just lived through 4 years of Biden, we can turn around and blame it on Trump because people are losing their homes. Really kind of insane. I will admit right now, I'm not super excited about a Trump government in the United States, and that's because he's very hard on us here in Canada.
Yeah.
But I can tell you it's a lot better than a Biden government in the United States because the price of everything will just go up stupidly. Like I don't even understand. Well, there's some things I do understand. If you look closely what's happening in the States, a lot of Democrats are just fleeing the Democrat Party and they're going, they're just done with it. And I personally don't know how you could, I'm not even sure how you could hold your head high as a Democrat right now based on when the Democrats were in power, they would they would do all these silly things, silly ways to spend the money. For example, you're going to spend billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars letting people flood your borders and giving them free stuff and all this stuff. I don't even know how Americans put up with that. It's absolutely insane. If you think about it with your house, you got your children, and then you just bring in all kinds of people into your house, and they start stealing your stuff and raping your children and all that stuff, and you think you're doing something good because one of them, I don't know. Anyway, it's just insane. So the Democratic Party is doing this, and then they're totally destroying, and even women are on board. You can't say anything, because if you say something, you're totally some kind of horrible person, that you're destroying women's sports. You're just destroying it. As a matter of fact, in 10 years, there won't be women's sport. The women will just not bother, because it'll be taken over by the men that couldn't make it in the men's league. And that's what's going to happen. And if you're not really sure, because of the women who sort of feel that maybe they can outbeat the man, well, that's not how it is. If you look at, let's just take any sport, the 100 meter, the number one female runner has got 1,000 kids in high school running faster than her every single year. Over 1,000 boys are beating the women's world record every single year. But no women are beating the men's record.
What's this
Zero.
got to do
The
with
point is that you can't put those two classes together, otherwise you destroy women's sports. That's the point.
What the heck?
And so,
how did we get on this subject?
no, I'm just talking about the Democrats and the
Holy
things
cow.
that they're doing that just don't make sense. That they're just destroying things as they go. And this is why I don't understand how you can even be happy about that. So those are 2 points I just made. The third one is that they say, oh, you're going to kill democracy and everything, and they just appoint someone. They don't have an election. They don't do any of that stuff. They just appoint someone to be the leader. It's like they're talking one thing and doing something completely different. And then and then you say, oh, well, people just hate Donald Trump. He's polarizing. Is this? But when you spent, and I wouldn't say billions, I would say trillions of dollars in airtime to destroy this man. In his first term, you totally made him a Russian spy for the first 3 years of his presidency, totally destroying his reputation with bombarding it on 8 different channels, day in, day on, and it's all false.
Enough
It's
of
all
Trump.
false. No,
Enough of
I
Trump.
just can't believe it, Jack. It's
But
it's
Randy,
unbelievable.
You know what? Let it go. Anyways.
All right.
Ron says the new tax, and
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
I wasn't even aware of this. This is crazy.
It's
We are very
fake
empathetic
news.
here. Be quiet. We are very empathetic here in Canada. Sorry, he's got me laughing now. I hate it. Randy is right. We voted again for a guy who was a senior advisor for Trudeau. The same old. How about the new tax that will be announced tomorrow at this summit meeting? They stopped the carbon tax, and now there's a new tax being implemented on fuel that will be called Greenhouse Gas Pollution Pricing Act tax. All smoke and mirrors. What the hell is this? Like, oh boy, this is crazy. Like, we're not taxed enough? Oh my gosh. Karen says, so homeowners here in Canada are paying 10 to 20% more on mortgages. Compared to, I'm not sure, Karen, compared to, I guess, in the U.S.? I have to be honest with you, I don't follow, I don't have the brain capacity to follow what's going on in the States, unfortunately. So I apologize for that. Randy may know when he comes out. Randy is in the brokerage, the mortgage field as well. But what the heck is this, Gary? You must know about this tax, this new tax, Gary.
There's a brand new tax. I'm not sure that's the name of it. they said it would be 19 to 22 cents per liter coming up. And I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but that was announced 2 days ago. There's a summit tomorrow in the Kawathas, I believe, with all of the premiers around the country and other people. And what's going to happen is Carney's going to announce some of these new taxes. So they're just calling it something else. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
that's the name, but
Yeah.
he's going to implement 19 to 22 cents per liter on gas.
Okay, well,
Did you hear all
can you
that?
hear me?
Yeah,
I
we
can.
hear you.
Okay, so the tax is called Make Canada Great Again. And
Did you come up with this while you were in the bathroom?
no, I'm just saying.
No, I'm
this is-
asking if you come up with this
No,
while you were in the
no,
bathroom.
I'm coming up with it right now. Gary said he's not sure the name of the tax. It's Make Canada Great Again. And what it is a congratulatory tax for voting in the Liberals, right? Because I think it's really important to understand that the only people that can save the world is the Liberals. And so they're going to save it by taxing us more. And then what they're going to do with this extra tax is they're going to save the world. They're going to apply it for us to have less emissions, and it will be such a negative amount that it's going to suck all of the emissions from China and Pakistan and all over the world into a little laser gun that they have, and then they're going to hold it
Are you
in there.
talking about Men in Black?
No, this is real. This is what these taxes are for, our carbon tax and all this stuff. Because
Oh, Randy,
I'm just
Randy.
telling you, because they realized that they made a mistake. The mistake was charging, making the emission standards so hard that the manufacturers moved to other countries so that our standards could be high. So we lose the jobs and our standards go higher. And these countries, which will have lower standards, are now building the stuff. And that stuff is being built with worse emission standards. We lose the jobs, they get worse emission standards throughout the world. And then what we do is we then ship it back through plane or boat, causing more emissions, but we don't see it, so it doesn't count. And then we'll suck it in with this new laser gun that they're going to make from this new tax, the Make
Randy.
Canada Great Again
Okay,
tax.
Randy, here.
This is
So
stuff you just
homeowners-
didn't know, did you?
Randy?
Did you know anything
please.
about this?
No, and I still don't because I fell asleep. So homeowners here in Canada are paying 10 to 20% more on mortgages.
Okay,
I don't follow the Americans, so I don't know. Is this correct?
I have no idea.
You don't know either, or I thought you might have knew that, but you know all about Trump. Okay, just curious.
So you're saying you don't know anything about anything, and then you're laughing
now
at
I
people
don't.
who don't know 10% of something.
Glenn says Gavin Newsom.
Let's get back to this laser gun.
No, the governor of California just had raised $2.5 million to go against ICE agents to protect illegal aliens. That is absurd. Trump announced that if you are deported and you were working in the U.S. and did not have a police record or are wanted anywhere in the world, that are fast tracking them back to the U.S. to work. So basically, what that is saying is that yes, they're getting deported, but the ones that came in illegally but didn't commit crimes and just tried to live a normal life and have jobs and raise their kids, he will fast track them being able to come back to the States legally. So basically, the only people that are getting kicked out are people that are problems.
That's
Not-
true, Jackie. That's
That's
100%
only
true.
partially true.
That's what Glenn said.
That's only partially
And
true,
Gary
though,
said.
because
Gary knows everything.
If you're caught, like if you're at a nightclub and there's bad people there and they go and arrest, you get caught up too. It doesn't matter how good you were, doesn't matter whatever. As a matter of fact, there was some grandma that was caught up in it, and she's whatever being deported. So, but as a rule, they're not going after grandma. However, their policy is if you're an illegal alien and they catch you in a raid, they're going to deport you. So this
Okay,
is
but that
this
didn't,
is
is that saying, what you're saying now, that they can't come back once they check
no,
out what?
no,
Well,
no, no.
what's
It's
your
easier
point?
for them to come back if they
Yeah, what's
if
your
they
point?
voluntarily go. No, my point is that the
What's your
liberals.
point?
I'll tell you if you don't say it 14 times. The liberals are saying that you're going and arresting grandmas, and it can be true, but it's not. It's not done that way. It's because grandma happened to be out with the thug while the thug was being arrested, and then they find out that grandma is also illegal, so she gets caught.
Okay.
She gets caught in the mix.
Grandma can come back though, apparently, but I don't know.
Well, he was
Roy-
talking about people who wanted to come back to work. Grandma's probably not going to be working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roy says, so funny. Randy, what a movie concept. Let's talk. Roy, if you and Randy get together and do this whole thing
Laser?
about the government, you're both going to be in jail.
Make Canada
You're
great
both going
again?
to be in jail.
Oh yeah, never mind. That is very true.
Yes.
This show on YouTube has
What show?
basically been banned. We're not banned, but there's no reach. They won't allow it to go anywhere because of the things that we've said have been, not in accordance with what's acceptable. And YouTube may have changed things, but they haven't clicked everybody back. But because we were kind of against the vaccine, because we're kind of against the Bank of Canada, and it's not that we're against them. Look at what they've done. I don't want to go over it again, but
No,
it's just
please don't.
It's just really bad. You know what you do? You go up and look at how much money has the Bank of Canada made in the last year and a half. And so I haven't even looked lately. I know they lost like 5 billion last year. Like, who can lose $5 billion? Bank of Canada. They've never lost a penny before that, but unfortunately, because they did all this stuff with Justin Trudeau, that's where they're at. And no one talks about it. The news doesn't say anything. I don't think they're allowed to say anything. And so I was told about this, and that's why you haven't heard anything more from me. I was told about this a while ago when I was saying it. One of the bank execs told me that I should probably not be talking about that. And this person has a pretty good position within the bank, and that was their suggestion to me. And at that time, I was just switching over to have my own show to deal with all this stuff, and I quit. I said, nah, I can't handle it.
Quitter.
Yeah, I'm no Donald Trump that can go and have them totally try to destroy your reputation, take you off of 16 ballots in the States, indict you on 91 counts, try to assassinate you.
Damn, you got the numbers down and everything with
they
this.
try to do all that stuff, and then you survive and come out alive. That isn't me. I curl in a ball and start crying.
Yeah. Okay, so Jody says, nice idea. We love the laser concept, Randy. What a nice idea.
Well, this is what the government's doing.
Suck everybody up.
This is at least this is my understanding of the plan. I may have it wrong. I may sensationalize it a little bit, but this is what they're going to do. They're going to save the world with these taxes. They're quite incredible. These people. Yeah.
So right now I'm noticing so much that there's houses on the market that have had offer date. Offer date is come and gone. They didn't get the price they want, but they don't change the price on the house.
That's their style.
But why?
Because they want to bring more attention to the house. What do you mean, why? You don't know?
How is that
You don't
bringing
know
more
why?
attention?
Because are you going to get more showings at 2 million or
Hell,
1 million?
No, you're not, because when I read the listing and I see that you had an offer date a week ago and you didn't move your price, I'm going to call you. I'm not going to waste my
Okay,
client's
fine.
time.
No, that's fine. But does your client want to see the home?
Not if I tell them that, hey, That's not the price of the
So,
home.
so you telling me that you're telling your clients not to go see
I
a
am
home
not.
that's well priced?
Hold on.
That's what you're telling me.
No, hell no, that's not what I said. I said I am informing my clients about what's going on, then they make the decision if they want to see it or not.
Right, and
it's not true because I showed a house like that 2 weeks ago to somebody that
So
I
they're
knew.
getting more showings then. That's
Yes,
the
but
purpose.
no,
That's why they're doing
but
it.
you just said that I tell my clients
no,
not to
you
go
said
see
it.
a
You
well-priced
said
home.
it.
I didn't.
I just repeated what you said.
I said,
you
well-
didn't like it.
Well, okay. For example, there's this really nice home in Ajax that's listed for $1,098,000. They had offer date on the 15th, so almost 10 days ago. They didn't get their price. I showed it to my client, and my client, I said, reach back out and said, what's going on with it? I said, I really don't know. It didn't sell. They didn't whatever. So I picked up the phone and I called the agent. And, I just said, what's going on with the listing? La, la, la. Are you changing the price? And he's like, right now it is where it is. They got an offer. He told me what their highest offer was. I don't know if he's telling the truth, but it's over what my client can afford, but they turn it down. So I don't understand, it's like, Pierre, get off the pot. If that's not what you want for the home, you're not holding back offers. Put it at the price that you want. Stop wasting and getting people excited about it. Because then people just get angry after. That's what happens.
But what is his job? I'm just asking you, what is his job? Is his job to not show the property or to get as many showings as he can?
His job is to get as many showings
Okay,
as
so
he
that's what
can.
he's trying to do.
I get
That's
that.
all. I don't agree with doing it that way, but what do you mean you don't get what he's doing? You know exactly what he's doing.
Well, maybe I shouldn't say I don't get it. Maybe I should say I don't agree with it.
Okay, now, hey, you know what? This is a good show because you're learning the English language.
Thank you, Randy, Evan says. Hello to Randy and Jackie. I believe Randy is right. You are telling thousands of people the truth, and you are being censored. Trust me. Thanks for that truth. Okay.
Well, I'm
Oh.
telling them my truth, what I believe, which
Oh my
I
gosh,
don't know if
Randy.
it's right.
Your laser story is really taking off.
But it's
Donna
make
says,
Canada
hi
great again."
tonight. Forget real estate. Let's talk about laser cures. Those laser machines are pretty cool, actually.
Maca.
Huh?
Maca.
What?
Make Canadian.
Are
Make
you-
Canada
are you
great
choking
again.
or something?
Maca. I'm
Do you
just
need,
practicing.
like, do you need a
I'm
slap on the
practicing
back?
saying it
What's
because this is
going
going to
on?
be the new. I got to get one. Make Canada great again with this
Maybe,
new.
okay, so then you,
new tax.
Hey, start,
With
make
the
those
new
hats,
tax.
make them, and start selling them. That's a
With
side
a picture
hustle.
of Carney on it,
That's a side hustle.
smoking a doobie.
That's a
And
side
laughing
hustle.
at
Just like that
Canadians.
CEO that got caught at the Coldplay concert with his girlfriend.
He resigned.
somebody
right?
is
or
on.
got
well,
fired.
somebody's on Etsy, or on one of those platforms, and they've made T-shirts with all kinds of sayings about him.
The poor guy. Like, I mean.
Well, he's
it-
stupid.
well-
How can you feel bad for somebody?
well, what
he
would you-
cheated on his wife,
what
and he's
would you-
stupid on top of
Right.
that.
What would you do if you were cheating with me with him? Would you?
I wouldn't be doing it, so don't even ask
So
that
you
question.
wouldn't be hugging him?
I would not be
No,
doing it.
but you're in
There
love
is
with him, so would you be
there's
hugging him or no?
no scenario where I would be doing that.
So what would you do?
So that's what's in your head? That's the
No,
kind of stuff you're
well,
thinking
you're
about?
the one that's saying
Is that what
he
you're
was
thinking
dumb.
about?
You're the one that said he was dumb, so I'm wondering what you would have done
I
differently.
wouldn't have done anything because I
if you
wouldn't
were-
have done it. Stay home with your wife.
But you don't have a
No.
wife.
Stay home with your wife. And if you don't want to stay home with your wife, divorce her and then go do whatever the hell you want.
But he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too.
Yeah, well, he ate it, didn't he? He ate a shit cake is what he ate.
Yeah, poor guy.
Eric says, hey to the Rodneys, laser take has nothing on you. Love the hat ideas.
Maca. Make Canadian great again.
Oh,
Make Canada
jeez.
great again. And it's the with the something tax.
Yeah, whatever they're going to call this new tax. But
I think
Carney
they should call
fooled
it
everybody by
Maha tax.
no, he fooled everybody because he got rid of the carbon tax. Like, how many taxes can we pay before we get no money in the end? Like, how many?
Well, we're already halfway there.
Like, yeah, but then it's like everything.
But this is
Like,
what
I'm paying almost $9,000 in property tax. I don't have a big home.
this is what well, the government would disagree with you. They would totally disagree with you.
But Randy,
Having
I
a
looked.
house with an indoor swimming pool.
Yeah,
that's
but I
now
showed a
converted,
house
it's like 5,000
that had 2
square feet.
acres in an
That's considered
amazing
big.
area in Greenwood. The taxes were only 10. 2 acres.
Yeah, but you're not
a
in Greenwood.
great
You're in
area.
Whitby.
Yeah, but Greenwood
Taxes are higher.
is closer to the West End. It's closer going
Yeah,
west.
closer to the west, but we're closer to the east.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be more expensive. I'm just saying, like, oh, it's caught on, Randy. Hello.
Macha.
Sue says, hello.
Macha. We've got to do it. I think we should do some swag. Maca. MCGA tax. And it's, who knows? It could go somewhere. Like,
Where?
yeah, it could make its way to Whitby.
Like where?
Let's see how many towns in Ontario this maca hat. Should we do a hat or a t-shirt?
I
think
don't know what
t-shirt's
you're
cheaper
doing.
than
It's
that.
not we, it's you.
Yeah.
I got enough to do. I can't even keep up with my life as it is.
Okay, well, I just want to talk about this.
Oh, hold on.
Sales
Here's
and new
another
listing.
one. Let me do this quickly. Ken says, hey again, do you know that most Canadians work for 6 months just to pay their taxes? The first 6 months of their pay goes to taxes. Yeah. Trust me, Ken, I know.
Well, I mean,
I know.
for those out there to say, oh, no, it's not so bad, and you pay, 30%, if your income is that low, then that's fine. And then after that, you've got taxes on everything that you do, almost. And so you'll start adding that up too, because we usually don't even look at that, right? But the truth of the matter is everything that we do is taxes. And what's really sad is the more that you save when you pass away and you give that to your kids, they pay taxes on it. And you've already paid taxes on it, but you have to pay taxes again because, well, now it's gone to another person. And that's just the way it is. And
But yet,
we
nothing
do-
ever seems to really get done with all these taxes we're paying. The roads are crap.
No,
like,
they're not. Our roads are good. Where are you coming up with this stuff? Are you just in one of those moods?
There's all kinds of potholes everywhere.
I think
just
our
saying.
roads are really good, especially in Whitby. Our roads are excellent in Whitby, everywhere. So I'm not sure where you're coming from. As a matter of fact, the worst roads that I've ever seen are on the bridle path in like one of the best areas. And it's done that way. It was done. I don't know what it's like right now. I haven't been there in a while, but back in the day when I was a Lone Star realtor and had to travel all over the place, they had the worst roads. And they had them like that on purpose because they didn't want to make them frequently traveled. So just a little interesting news. So listen to this. Active listings, again, are up over 30% and sales are down 2%. But sales to new listing ratio,
sharing.
stop sharing the screen. What screen?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Where am I? Sales to new listing ratios, 34.6%. That is right now clearly heading to buyer's territory. So sellers, unfortunately, you no longer really have a say. Here's what the problem is with sellers, and this is what buyers are saying. We have lots of choice. We're only going to choose the best value, period. So that means that 1 in 5 to 1 in 6 homes will not sell. And I, as a buyer, am going to choose which one out of these 6 homes are going to sell. The person who thinks that their home is worth more because they have red shag carpet, those homes are not going to sell. The guy who has his house all decked out, beautiful lifestyle, and he has a good deal, he's got the best chance of selling. But if he wants extra money, it's going to be a very difficult sale
Perfect
for him.
example. On Cochrane and Roslyn area in Whitby, there's this little row of houses, maybe there's 7 of them, and they're beautiful homes. 3-car garage, they back onto the forest ravine, they're gorgeous. So about a month or more, 2 came up for sale almost the same time. One was, and I wanted to go check them out because they're beautiful homes. One was renoed, so it was renovated, kitchen, everything, it looked great. Then the other one wasn't renovated. So guess what? I couldn't even get in to see it because it sold immediately. The renovated one, the other one is still on the market.
So for
They're in the
those,
exact same area. The other one I think might even be bigger, but
but it's a lot of the cost to renovate today is insane, and it almost makes it not worth renovating because it's maybe better to give the deal. You're going to do renovations, do them, live them out, and then sell. But I would say is that buyers, they just want the deal, they just want the value. So as a seller, when you realize the sales to new listing ratio is 34.6, that what that's telling you is that only 34% of the properties that have sold compared to the properties that are being listed. And that's the ones being listed. We're not talking about the whole inventory. We're just talking about the new listings versus the sold. It's 1 in 3. But when a new listing comes out, it joins the inventory, which makes it a 1 in 5, to 1 in 6, to 1 in 7. If you're in condos, to 1 in 12 that will sell. Months of inventory is now over 4 months, or at 4.4 months, which means that if we were to not bring any more inventory on the market, it would take over 4 months in order for all the inventory to sell. Prior to this, we were less than a month. So we are starting to head into the deeper waters of the buyer's marketplace, where your home will pretty soon will take, so in this case, 4.4 months for the inventory. It can be 6 months. So you have put your house on the market today and you have to weather, 4 or 5 months of time before your home sells. The active, possibly, that's where we're heading. And I can tell you that last year, I told everyone that this year is going to be worse. And they said, no, the news, all that stuff saying better. No, this year is worse. Next year will be even worse. Okay? That's a guarantee.
Damn.
This is not something that I'm guessing at. This is a 100%, in my mind, 100% that next year is going to be worse. And especially for those people who are deciding, well, should I sell now? Should I sell next year?
and there's going to be
stop it.
so many
Sell.
houses on the market. I think it's
yeah.
just going to be ridiculous.
Get your property sold, because next year it's going to be very difficult for
And
you.
depending on why you're selling your property, like we have a client that wants to move up. So for them, selling now is not so bad, because I believe when you have a small home, the amount of money that you're going to lose in a market like this, you're going to more than gain on the discount you're going to get on the bigger home. So I think it's a smart move if you're doing that, because I mean, I don't know, what do you think? That's what I think.
Yeah, well, sweetheart, I think there are many variables. I think it really kind of depends. And I'm not saying this because you're my wife, I'm saying this because I've watched your transactions. If I have...
Bob has started. Sorry, Randy.
Yeah.
Bob has already designed the hat.
So make Canada great again. So
No one can see, but
maca. So in your situation,
red.
you're going out and you're taking the time and you're finding your buyers sweet deals.
Yeah.
Like deals that
Yes.
you're getting them next year prices this year. And so if I have you and on that buyer side going out and finding me those great deals and negotiating those great deals, and then we have our team getting them the most amount of money we can for their home, I really do think that now is a great time for that purchase.
It depends on
But
your
if you're just
situation and
randomly
why.
going out and just randomly doing things without a real serious plan,
And oh my gosh,
I would say next year
the
would be-
rental market. Oh, I have clients that I'm taking out, and I mean, in Pickering, looking at condos, almost every time we show a condo, they like it. I call the agent like, oh, we leased it last night. Oh, we're waiting for the deposit. Like those things are moving, and they're small
The leases.
condos that are leasing for like 22, 23, 2,400.
Yeah. So leasing, it's a really strange market, but
I think more people are coming out to lease, right?
This is lease time, right? This is in the summer is lease time. I think that those prices are going probably might settle a little bit coming into the fall. However, it's probably wise to think that there's going to be more leasers next year.
Yeah,
And so
I think so, and
there's
I
going
think
to be
that's
more
gonna drive the
competition
prices up a bit.
little bit. Yeah, there's going to be more competition for it because
Because I'll be honest with you, even when I go out to do a lease, I try to get money off, even though you don't get a lot. But if it's 1,800, I try to get 100, 150 off. Maybe I get $25 off in the end. I don't know, but I always try. But I got my client that we've done so many offers, and so many times it's gone that we're doing one now, and they're like, just give them the full price. Just put it in full price, whatever it is they're asking for, we'll give it to them. Because they just want a place to live.
well, this is a very active time for
Yeah.
leases. The summertime for landlords that want to lease. These are the good times to have your property on the market.
Yeah.
Average days on market is up 40%. It's going to take you approximately 42 days to sell. So you can try the auction, and we recommend it. We really do recommend it in the first part of your
Your
process.
listing.
I think it's a good idea to try it because you could come out with market value right away and be gone, be done with it. Because after that, when you're at market price, you're going to have to watch the market. If the market starts tanking, you're going to have to react with a negative pricing strategy very quickly. Otherwise, you're just going to sit like most of the listings are doing. You know, there are there's over 30,000. So last month there were 27,000. So in April there were 27,000, and now there's over 30,000 listings. So the number of listings are gathering each month. And that's because the properties aren't selling, and so then you got more competition that you need to beat out, which means you have to lower your prices more. So keep an eye on that. It's really kind of a tough job for sellers, and we do specialize in sellers, so that's why we talk about them a lot. But right now, Jackie is doing big wins with buyers because buyers have the say right now.
So buyers are not liars right now, as agents say.
Thank you for joining us. This has been Your Home, Your Money, and Our Lives on realityradio101.com. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101.